my angels, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to a new vlog. We've been graced with the most spectacular morning. It actually looked as though we had a bit of a frost, but it was actually just the dew. It's not quite cold enough yet to get a frost, but it started to feel like a bit of a festive morning already, and I could not be happier. I am so excited. I am just beyond. I also need to say, happy November and happy Sunday. I hope you're all having a gorgeous day, whatever you might be doing. I recently put a reel up on my Instagram of a few Christmas deliveries, and so many of you guys were like, how come we didn't see this? So here I am now unboxing this for the second time, but in all honesty with you, it is just outrageously exciting, and I am in fact unboxing it to go into the hallway to make a bit of a plan for all the Christmas decorations. Next week I'm going to get everything down and just get a little bit organized. I'm gonna figure out what we're going to do. I definitely want to do something different this year, but ultimately, of course, we have the same house and the same Christmas decorations, and every year I like to add a few special bits and bobs, but I've also got all of those things that I've been so lucky to collect and receive and be given, and things that have been handed down to me, and I treasure them with my whole heart. And so I love to think of like new and different ways and decorating that are still the same items, but in a kind of a little bit of a different and fresh take. So I'm currently in planning mode as to what to do. I want to do something epic, and I've got lots of ideas and just figuring things out, and I've got a few things tucked up my sleeve, so I think you guys are going to love that. But you're also going to love what is in these boxes. Sophie Allport has sent me just the most outrageous delivery, and it seems to have gone pretty like semi-viral on social. So I thought, do you know what? You guys normally get to see everything first, so I must apologize for that. And I know you will also be planning your Christmas decorations, and if you're anything like me, I skipped the pumpkin carving and I've gone straight to decorating my house for Christmas, and I couldn't be more excited about it. So I thought that we could do a bit of an unboxing just to give you a little bit of a showcase as to what I've received from Sophie. And I also have a very exclusive like family and friends discount. I don't want to shout about it too much, I'm not sure whether I'm really allowed to, but I will leave it in the description box down below, and make sure to take advantage of it because it is extremely special. Well, I'm saying it right here and right now, I found my favorite Christmas mug of the season. If you do not have a Christmas mug, then you need to get one. It is the small pleasures in life, and especially at the most magical time of year, one thing that one must have. I sound ridiculous, but it brings me so much happiness, and if I can, I don't know, I suppose my job is to influence. If I can influence you in any way, get a Christmas mug. And how cute is this one? Look at how sweet this is. Gorgeous little dog, beautiful presents. And then you also have a Christmas tree this side. It's so sweet. You've got like a little bunny, a dog, a squirrel, a mouse. It's just so sweet, and I love the kind of like ribbed effect, and it's got a beautiful little red rim, and it's kind of like a bit of a cauldron. I love it. Imagine like a loaded cup of Christmas hot chocolate with whipped cream, sprinkled cinnamon, and a touch of nutmeg. It's going to be divine, and I've been saving I have to be honest with you guys, I let Mark see his advent calendar. He hasn't opened any of the boxes yet, but I'm going to be getting those, you know, those chocolate straws. Also, they had loads of hot chocolate stirrers. I cannot wait. So I got 4 of the gorgeous ceramic mugs. They are in fact dishwasher and microwave safe, but they call these their stoneware cozy Christmas mug. They're so cute. So cute. And then I may have gone a bit cray-cray on red berries, but you can never have enough red berries at Christmas time. But also I think throughout floral arrangements throughout the whole year, if you just need a pop of color, they're fabulous. So whether we are going to, as I said, put them in a floral arrangement, or potentially shove them into the Christmas tree, potentially maybe have them in some garlands, fireplaces, wreaths, you can do so much with them. And this is actually a gorgeous garland from Sophie Allport. I just loved the different combination of the foliage. You've got like gorgeous pine, eucalyptus, white berries. They're so beautifully strung together. It just looks really, really natural. And again, something that's not too Christmassy, if you know what I mean. I always like to, I mean, of course, everything is so OTT, but in the most classy way possible, if that somehow makes sense, if that's even possible. But I thought this was gorgeous, whether it goes above the Aga or potentially one of the fireplaces. It also has these 2 little hooks. So really, really beautifully made. The quality is stunning and the price point is fantastic, especially with my discount code. So I picked one of those up. And then in terms of berries, we are going to have a very Merry Christmas. And they're beautiful. They're absolutely stunning. And they're not too glossy, if you know what I mean. Sometimes you can get like really high gloss berries, and if you do, then I would recommend getting a slightly more of a burgundy berry, and then it doesn't look too bright and brash. Whereas these, they are the perfect shine. I know that sounds ridiculous, but they are absolutely beautiful, all handmade. They're gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, and you can actually bend them. They are on wire, so you can bend them exactly how you need them. And when you are doing floral arrangements, that is so handy. And you know what we do? We have our big arrangement in the hallway. I would say from like November, of course we decorate early because why not? So I would say in terms of fresh, we might do 2 arrangements. One sort of, I'd say mid-November because we host so much, and then one really quite close to Christmas because fresh is obviously expensive, but it's so special. And then all the time throughout, everything else is actually silk. It's a lot more sustainable, and I think with these they'll look beautiful even if they are just standalone in a vase, or whether you have other beautiful silks and you just want something in there just to have a little bit of a pop of colour. I think they're gorgeous. I'm not quite worked out what I'm going to do with them yet. I've got a fair few of them, so I've got, yeah, lots of ideas that I cannot wait to share with you. Yeah, I picked up, as I said, like, you know, really quite a few berries, so they're gorgeous. Then I saw these and I thought they're absolutely brilliant. I am one that just loves to have as many Christmas trees in our house as humanly possible. But I also want to take into account that, you know, cutting down all these gorgeous trees, and we are a household that has a few of them. So Really investing in very good faux Christmas trees is a must, and Sophie Allport do these gorgeous little mini trees. They do also have their stunning little terracotta pot, so you can actually sit this in. However, if you were doing like a little bit of an arrangement, or even if you were to use the garland, you can then actually shield the pot. But again, they're just a fantastic shape. They're all on little wire, so you can really push them out, and you could even decorate these themselves. You could use them down the tablescape, you could put them on top of the fireplace. I might even do a little bit of a display on the kitchen counter, and I love how I'm going to be able to bring them out year after year and just create a fresh and new look and a new take on them. So they're gorgeous. So I got 4 of those. And I think these are going to do extremely well, as you can see, in terms of actually packaging them up, because that's obviously something else. Storage is a big thing. Like, I appreciate, I'm very lucky to have probably more storage than most people out there. But literally, you can just scrunch them up and put them in a box and say goodbye to them and bring them out year after year after year. I think they are brilliant. And literally, look at the pine needles. You would never know. They are amazing, absolutely amazing. Sophie has nailed it with that. And then, as you know, I take my kitchen accessories very seriously, and she has brought out, you kind of got a little bit of a close-up of the Cozy Christmas print with the mug, but they've got all of their kitchen accessories, and that's something that you can do that instantly refreshes your kitchen and gives it a little bit of a special feeling. And I like to do it seasonally, so to have something in the spring, to have something different in the summer, I bring out my pumpkin and all my sort of autumnal leaf agar pads. And then Christmas is a huge one. We bring out all the tartan, all the reds. We literally pull out the stops for Christmas. And Sophie Allport has created the most beautiful print that doesn't sort of like scream Christmas, but if you look really closely, it is the sweetest print. So I'm kind of like surrounded in boxes. I'm going to try and get a little bit closer to you. And look at how cute this is. This is her oven glove, and they are brilliant. And again, you can see little beds, you can see Christmas trees, little wildlife, rocking horses. It's just so cute. We've even got like pheasants. It really is perfect for sort of the English countryside. And it's gorgeous. A fireplace with a fire and a little dog sleeping on his bed. It is so pretty, and she's done it across a lot of her products. I picked up some tea towels, I got 2 of those, and then their double oven mitt is something I literally use every single day. They are amazing, all on the inside. They're just beautiful, and we're very lucky to have an agar. But if you've got an agar, you'll know about agar burns. I have got a fair few of them, and that is before I had my Sophie Allport gloves, and they're just brilliant. It just enables you to be safe and have beautiful things in your kitchen. So I picked those up, and then this, not that I should have favorites, but in all honesty with you, I actually do, because I think this is my all-time favorite Sophie Allport product of all time. She's done the cutest stockings, the gorgeous little red baubles, like the little poofy, I just think they're so cute. And then they're all personalized. So the boys have their very own stockings. They're so cute in the Cozy Christmas print. It is just, it's too much. It's too cute. So Lancelot, Odie, here we go, Wiggy. You saw Raffi first, and then this is Lancelot. Actually, it gives you a good idea in terms of like long names, short names. The beautiful embroidery is in red. Oh, Oats! Oh my goodness! You've got new stockings! Oh my goodness, he's going crazy. Come here. You want to come see? I know, Mummy's got so many boxes. Oh, I've got a blonde bombshell. Oh, I've got a wig pick. What's this? you want to come see your new toys? Your new stockings. You want to say hi to everybody? Come here, come say hi. Odie says hi. Odie says hi. Oh, you've got new stockings. So we'll have to figure out where we hang these. Whether we hang them on the fireplace, or maybe I might hang them on their little beds. So many of you guys have seen their nighttime routine. Yes, it's ridiculous. And a lot of you actually say how well behaved they are. They are so naughty. You are so bad. Yes, awful. Awful children. But you are going to have the most bougie stockings this Christmas. So those were so cute. And as I said, they do the personalization. I think the personalization takes a couple more days. So if you love them, get them now. Then you'll get them well ahead of Christmas and you will be all organized. I'm sat on my knees and I don't know whether I'm just getting a little bit older. I've been sat like that for how long? 16 minutes. Oh my gosh, Leonora. This was meant to be a very quick unboxing and here we are. 16 minutes later, again, another little oven mitt, and then finally, you guys know how much we love our Christmas decorations, and we decorate outside, inside. We love the lights. We light up all our trees around our sort of like, we call it our roundabout, but we have our driveway, this sort of circular roundabout in the middle, and we've got 3 really magnificent trees in the middle, and we light them up. And then we have a family of deer, and we've had the family of deer for quite some time, and the baby, basically the lighting and the electrics are a bit dodgy. One of them's, I think, lost one of their antlers, and it was time, I think, after about 10, well, no, we've been here for longer than that. So I think they could even be about 15 years old. So they really have stood the test of time, considering they are outdoor decorations. But it was time to have a little bit of an update. And Sophie Allport do the most beautiful rattan pre-lit reindeers, and they are so cute. So they do a mini and a large, and let's actually bring this out and show you how easy it is to actually put this together yourself. So the head comes out and the head just goes on. Also great to know for storage when it's time to put the Christmas decorations away. Now I'd love to know, are you a Christmas decorations down on Boxing Day, or do you like to leave them up until after Christmas? Or do you do it at the beginning of January? Look at that. As easy as that. Look at how cute. How cute is this? It's just beautiful. And the way that they've done it, it just looks so rustic and so classy. So they are going to be welcomed into the family. And I think we're going to do something, I don't want to give too much away. I feel like we need to leave this as a surprise. I'm going to leave where I'm going to put these as a bit of a surprise. But of course you guys are going to be seeing so much. And you must actually let me know, what do you guys want to see this Christmas? Because I feel like Christmas is such a special time of year. And it's really that one time where I really feel like I can try and give back to you guys as much as I possibly can. It is so wild. It is so busy. There is so much going on. But I also want to share exactly what it is that you guys want to see, as well as, you know, enjoy Christmas and live Christmas how we do as a family, and actually just share the real stuff with you, the real life, my family, what we do, our traditions, and a lot of glitz and a lot of glam and a lot of Christmas in between. So please let me know if you've got any ideas or anything that you would love to see, whether it's with Marcus, my mum, the girlies, shopping, whatever it is. Let me know in the comments down below and we will try and make it happen, which I'm so excited about. Odie is also desperately excited to tell you himself as well. They may or may not have Christmas outfits. You're gonna hate me. I know, right, that was the baby reindeer. Now let's get mummy reindeer out. Okay, she is really quite large, and also, again, price point for the quality. It's amazing. Okay, let's get her out. Oh, I know. So the head comes out with the cable. We're gonna turn her around, get her on her legs. She's also sturdy. Like, you know, she stands up, tall and happy. We're gonna put the two little prongs in the little prongy holes. Oh, there goes the gate. Fingers crossed someone else is on it. Are they on it? Do I need to run? No, somebody else is on it. Perfect. And there we go. Oh, how cute. I tell you what, it's quite large. I would say it's like Shetland pony height. I am desperately excited about these. I think that they are my Christmas find. I am so in love. I just feel like I need to have a whole herd of them. Who votes whole herd across Central Roundabout? There's one time to go extra. It's this time of year, so that might be a maybe. But I love them. The antlers and even the lights are just so beautifully dotted. I'm so excited to get to the day where we can finally get all the Christmas decorations up. However, it's a little bit too soon for that, but we have been getting everything organized, and I just can't wait. But I actually need to prep dinner tonight. I've got a lot going on this afternoon, and I actually recently made it, and I think I put a picture of it up on my Instagram, and so many of you asked for the recipe. So I thought that we could make it together. It's kind of one of those dinners that's so hearty, so wholesome. It's just utterly delicious, and you can whack it all into a pot. My gosh, what is going on with those dogs? You can whack it all into one pot, put it in the oven, forget about it, come back, and it's delicious. Right, after all of that complete chaos, the dogs have finally calmed down. The wonderful delivery driver, which we don't actually usually do, is actually let the delivery drivers drive in. However, he was delivering something really rather large, and the dogs were just going absolutely potty. But anyway, as I was saying, I am going to make one of our favorite meals. When I say that this is not only the most hearty and wholesome, feel good, really healthy, honestly, it doesn't get more healthy than this, but outrageously delicious. I personally do this both for midweek because it's just so simple and so easy, but also I've done it for dinner parties. This is actually one of my favorite recipes to do. That's kind of like no fuss. It can actually be just loads of vegetables just that you have in your fridge. However, you do need a beautiful happy chicken. This is a beautiful chicken that we got at Machin's, Gabriel Machin's in Henley-on-Thames. The best butchers. I will die on that hill. They are honestly the absolute best. Barry, massive shout out to you. Anyway, we've got a fine bird, and we are going to make what I like to call a one pot. I believe it's like an original rendition of a Nigella recipe that either my mum or Tracy potentially introduced me to. And then, like everything with recipes, you enjoy a little bit more of this or enjoy a little bit more of that, or you might not even have a few of these things in your fridge or pantry. So you can really adapt this as to how you like it. But let's talk through the ingredients that I have and the ingredients that you're kind of gonna need. So I always love to pop an onion in. You can also do shallots. However, I think on the original, they don't do an onion, but I love an onion when it's been slowly cooked. It's just delicious. As you know, I like to keep the vampires away and have lots of garlic. Leeks are the real star of the show in this recipe, along with some real chunky carrots. You want good girth on your carrots for this recipe. I love mushrooms, and we've got these really gorgeous shiitake mushrooms that, in all honesty with you, have seen better days, but nevertheless, I'm going to whack them all in. I'm gonna put some celery in there. You're gonna want the zest of 2 lemons and the juice. And then if you have chicken stock in stock, then use the chicken stock. However, with this particular recipe, you can actually just use water. I do have chicken stock, so I'm gonna do half chicken stock and half water. Could even use bone broth for this recipe. And then you're going to want tarragon. I'm just gonna use some dried tarragon. However, if you have fresh tarragon, even better. And lots of salt and pepper, chili. You're gonna want some really good quality chili flakes. And then orzo is the bit that just makes it so wholesome and just outrageously delicious, because the orzo absorbs all of the liquid and it is just scrumptious. You're gonna want some Parmesan to grate over the top, and trust me, whoever you make this for, it's going to become their favorite. And it's one of those recipes whereby, like, if I don't have a huge amount of time and I just need to just whack everything into a pot, let it do its magic in the afternoon, this is that one. And then it goes in the oven for around about an hour. Kind of depends upon how large your bird is, but I think, yeah, an hour will do it at 180. And then you take the lid off, and then you pour in the orzo, a tiny bit more water or chicken stock, and then you cook it for a further like 20 minutes, giving it a little bit of a stir every so often, and then serve it with some fresh Parmesan on the top. But we are going to pop it into, as I said, it's in one pot, so I'm gonna have my huge Le Creuset big green dish. Lots of olive oil. I'm gonna color the chicken first, breast side down. But anyway, I'm gonna get prepped and chop up my veggies. I like to keep them really chunky for this because it is slow cooking. And then once it's done the hour in the oven, and you know, it's actually 2:15 at the moment, I will just put it in the warming oven until I'm ready to pop the orzo in tonight. And of course, I'll come back tonight and show you what that looks like. We're also gonna have to go and get the nails done this afternoon because I currently look like a bit of a horse with hoofs. It's not really the vibe I'm going for. But anyway, I'm gonna prep my veggies and then we're gonna do this step by step together because you need to know about this recipe. So with the leeks, I like to sort of cut them up really quite chunky, about 2 centimeters, like a good inch. And if you don't quite know what an inch is, if you look at your fingers and the lines on your fingers are more or less an inch. So I would say that that is pretty perfect if you ask me. And it's just a good little gauge. So I'm just gonna prep these leeks. Going to be yum de la scrum. Absolutely love this. I tell you what, it's one of Mark's favourites as well, and I like to make mine really quite heavy on the garlic. However, you can just add whatever vegetables you like. The only vegetable I would say that doesn't do massively well in this is a courgette, just because of the slow roasting time. They tend to go a little bit mushy. And then you can get really quite inventive with like the way you cut your vegetables. If I was doing this for a dinner party, I don't know, I just like things to look just a little bit different and very wholesome. So I'm cutting my carrots on the interesting diagonal. People are like, oh, that's interesting. Just looks a little bit different. Right. Oh, there goes a leek. Nope, you can't eat leeks. Can't eat leeks. You won't want to eat leeks. 2-second rule. Oh my goodness, the gate has gone about 17,000 times today. I like to keep my onion chunky too. And voila. I think I'm going to keep my mushrooms quite large, and the smaller ones can actually go in their hole. All of those can go in their hole. Apart from that one. There we go. You can also do this for children. Just hold off the chili and just season yours at the very end. It's so good. Again, celery isn't actually in the original recipe. However, it's in the Leonora recipe. And I like to just make sure that these are a little bit larger than you would normally have celery. Again, about an inch. So, it is time to get our fine bird into the Le Creuset dish on the hob, we're going to pop some really good quality olive oil, get it quite hot, and we're going to color the chicken all over. And it's really called sealing the chicken. And then we're going to put in all of the vegetables. We're going to zest the lemons, the juice of the lemons, the tarragon. That's really where you get all of the flavor into this divine dish. Okay, so you are most certainly going to need a cast iron dish for this. Invest in a Le Creuset and you'll have it for life, trust me. And as you can see, she has been very, very well loved. So this is a great olive oil. This is a Belusu olive oil, extra virgin. And I'm just gonna put in a really quite generous amount of olive oil. And then turn this on to a high heat. I want to give this chicken some gorgeous color, and we're going to pop her breast down. So we're going to put her literally upside down. One thing I like to do with my chickens, if you get them from the butchers, they tend to wrap them and then they're in like a plastic bag, and I personally think that they can sweat. I like to get my chickens out. I actually dry them. And then if I'm going to have them in the fridge for a few days, I'll cling them. And here we go. This is just heating up. This is also the moment where you want to de-string her. Also triple check there's no giblets on the inside, because that is not going to taste very nice. So inspect your chickens, de-string them, de-tie them, and check their insides to ensure there are no giblets in there. And then once you've got a really, really lovely sort of heat going on, you're gonna lay her breast down to sizzle. So mean, isn't it? But trust me, she's gonna be so delicious. Right, here we go. In she goes. And we're going to leave her in there to get some really gorgeous color for around about 3 to 5 minutes. Oh. Just be careful that the oil doesn't spit up onto your arms or your face or anywhere else for that matter. This is where we're going to get some gorgeous color onto the chicken, and you get so much lovely flavor. After 5 minutes, we're going to turn her the right way up, and we're going to pop in the lemon zest, the lemon juice, the garlic, any of the herbs, the tarragon, the thyme, the salt, the pepper. And you also do want to make sure that your chicken isn't tightly squished. You want to have a little bit of room around the edges, because that's where the vegetables are going to go. So make sure you've got a big enough cast iron dish to do this recipe. But you can also do this recipe with chicken thighs, which is equally as scrumptious, and it also doesn't take as long. It's absolute no-brainer. Who doesn't love that sound? You're going to kind of want to aim for around the edges. And again, just make sure that the oil isn't spitting back at you. A little bit over the top of the chicken and down those sides. Is now when you are going to add in your garlic. You can mince the garlic, however I like to have mine just roughly chopped, because I think there's nothing nicer than that squidgy bit of garlic going into the orzo. So delicious. Again, just make sure that you are just getting it around the edges. A little bit of garlic can go on the top or inside, but you want to make sure that it's underneath, so it's going to really slowly cook in the juices. We are going to use 2 to 3 teaspoons of dried tarragon. Sprinkle it around the edge, and then I use the other 2 over the top of the bird. divine. Divine, divine, divine. Tiny bit of salt at the moment. We'll use a little bit of salt, a touch later on. Right, the garlic, the tarragon, little bit of salt, the lemon zest, and our bird are smelling fragrantly fabulous. Now I've got all my veggies, and I'm going to put all of these around the edges. You want to scatter them, and just, you can also just lift the bird up slightly and put a few underneath. Okay, right, let's get this in here, and then I'm going to put roughly around about a teaspoon of chili. Now you don't have to put the chili in. Again, I always say these recipes, you don't have to follow them step by step, because if you don't like chili, or if you can't do chili, or maybe you might be making this for your family, then you don't have to put it in. Black pepper over all of it, and a very generous amount of Maldon sea salt. I'd say probably 2 teaspoons all the way around, and a little bit on the top of those breasts. Oh, salty, crispy chicken skin. Divine, divine. Now I'm going to put the juice of our zested lemons in. And then you're going to need, really depends upon how many vegetables and how big your chick is, but you're going to want to pour the water around the edges and fill it so that just the crown, the top of your turkey, like the breasts, are out of the water, and that just means that they go crispy and delicious. So I'm gonna put the juice of both of those lemons in. Divine. Slice that one up. And I've got some new, how do I pronounce this? The Wusthof classic knife set, game changer. I did buy a very nifty sharpening device, but I think that my knives have just, they just have seen better days. I've had them for donkey's years, and yeah, the time came for a new knife set, and you really don't realize how bad your knives are until you get a new set, and oh my gosh, life changed. Life changed. So those lemon juice is in. I'm now going to pour roughly around about a litre, let's say, give or take. And then when it's time to pop the orzo in, that's when I like to use my chicken stock or bone broth. And I just pour this around the edge, a little bit over the top, not too much. Just keep filling up. Boys, you've been very vocal today. I mean, what is going on? See, I'm gonna need a little bit more. Really depends upon how many vegetables you put in and how big your chicken is. Right, that is that. Woo! And our breasts are hanging out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that. We're going to pop it back on the hob. We're going to get it to a boil. Really, really let this fiercely boil. You're then going to pop the lid on and whack that in the oven for an hour. And then if you were going to serve and eat straight away, then whack your orzo in, a little bit more chicken stock, even if you didn't have any, put some water in. About 20 more minutes in the oven for the orzo to really soak up all of those juices, and then serve straight away. However, as soon as this is ready, I'm gonna actually put it in the warming oven, and we're gonna do that later because I've got quite a busy afternoon ahead of me. But before that, I'm gonna get this to a boiling point, and then it will be time to pop her in the oven. And this is going to be so good. I can't wait to share this with you, and I can't believe we've not shared it before now. I mean, Mummy has got so many family recipes tucked up her sleeve. It's actually something we are going to do in Vlogmas. She doesn't know about this yet, but we are going to do her famous beef Wellington together. because no one makes beef Wellington like she does. It is sensational. So I really want to try and like pass those on. Like, I love standing there and every single time I learn something different. But it's a bit of an art, beef Wellington, and it's one of those situations that like once you've got the pastry on and you cook the pastry, your heart is in your mouth because you're like, is it overcooked? Is it undercooked? And Mummy just somehow just nails it every single time. So we'll do that together during Vlogmas. But anyway, I'm gonna get this up to a boil and then we'll pop it in the oven together. I always like getting like step-by-step moments and also having a good glimpse of what it should look like. So it should look a little bit like this. You've got all your vegetables around the edge, the crown and the breast is poking out, and you get a really lovely crispy breast. But it doesn't go crispy until you take the lid off. So you do also want to have a lid that is going to fit tightly, not letting any of that steam or any of those beautiful juices out. And we've got all of our herbs, the chili, the carrots, those gorgeous leeks. This is going to be absolutely delicious. Right, it is time to go in the oven. Actually, these are my gorgeous Sophie Allport oven gloves, and they are just amazing. They're also long enough for you to like get round, and they are so good. So I am gonna see you guys and this bird in an hour. Well, in fairness, I'm gonna take it out in an hour, but I will see you guys a little bit later because we are gonna go and get the paws and claws sorted together down at the Tree Nail Spa in Marlow, which is now called the Peach. So if you are actually looking for a great nail salon that does like everything, lashes, waxing, head massage, spa, facials, all of that malarkey, they're insane. So we're gonna go there together. I have also had a couple of other deliveries, but fingers crossed this vlog isn't gonna be gazillion hours long by the time we get to that point. But anyway, I will see you guys in a little bit. Can you believe it is already dark and it's 5 o'clock? My goodness, the moon is up and it is definitely winter. Oh my giddy aunt. Right, let's head down to Marlow to go and get my nails finally done. Okay, so the question is, do I go like burgundy autumnal nails, or do I just stick to my classic 22 OPI, really fine French with the donut chrome over the top? Actually, just to show you, they have lots of different types of chrome. So the chrome number 2 is the chrome I have. So it's a really, really pale pink. It's very, very subtle, but it just looks really different. And it's almost like a pearl. It's absolutely stunning. I caved. I'm going with my classic French tip with a chrome donut twist. It's just so pretty. And as we get closer to the C word, I'm thinking of doing like a festive twist on it. It's just goes with everything. It's so timeless, it's elegant. Oh, and they do it so beautifully in here. Well, the nails are finally done. I know I'm a bit of a creature of habit, but when they look this beautiful, I will give you a close-up when we get home, it's a must. It is a must, and they just go with everything. Anyway, yes, I did also come out with no coat on, and we are in the midst of winter, and it is currently 6 degrees. It's freezing. Anyway, let's get home. And it will be time to pour the orzo into our chicken dish. A little bit of chicken stock, get it in the oven, get it crispy, and it will be delicious. So let's head home. Home sweet home. Nails are looking so gorgeous. I feel fresh and fabulous. And for any of those of you who want to try and do something similar, you need to have biab. My nails have never been so strong and have never looked healthier. 22 OPI, 3 coats. You want to have the white French tip, super fine, like so fine and high at the sides. And then you want the pale pink chrome. And that will be my nails. And I copied her. Here she is. She's come to see me after having a bit of a gruesome day today. No, and I'm sorry I didn't come with you.
It's all good.
Everything's good. But can we talk about, hang on a minute, I'm going to change my battery and then we're going to talk about something extremely important. Right, we have a fresh battery. In all honesty with you, this is not a mocktail.
Good.
I have poured myself the largest vodka and tonic. And actually, I think it's important in my industry that people know I get a lot of no's and sometimes, anyway, after so many no's, it does give you a bit of
I've had a good day.
You've had a good day?
Well, started off a little bit tricky.
Gruesome, but so important. Mummy went to
go and get checked. Got to go and get checked.
Mummy
and I hadn't actually, in reality, been to get checked for 18 months. I found out because I've been in Mallorca. Anyway, I went and had my mammograms and ultrasounds, and always hangs over you a little bit, but it's all good and all sorted.
Yeah. So good. So if there's any of you out there that, you know, haven't maybe even have ever had a mammogram, or maybe you haven't even felt your girls recently, this is your excuse right now. Grab your boobs and have a good feel. Anywho, so Mummy's come over to have a drink and just have a bit of a catch up, and I am just finishing off. I've done my chicken one pot with them.
Oh, I love them.
I absolutely, Mummy loves this, and it's actually right now is normally how we have it. So I don't, if it's just Mummy and
I wouldn't put too much orzo in.
I know, but Mark loves the orzo.
And actually, a sneaky lunch at Harry's bar.
I know, Mummy's been at Harry's bar with, who was there? Jeremy Corbyn?
No, not Jeremy Corbyn.
Who was on the next door table?
The guy that owns the Ivy Group.
Oh, yeah. Richard Caring, that's it.
Jeremy Corbyn.
Jeremy Corbyn, I thought
Jeremy Corbyn would be in
Harry's bar.
I have a gorgeous girlfriend who,
yeah, she's amazing.
Spoils me, especially after doctor's appointments.
Yeah,
anyway, don't put too much orzo in because I've had too much food already.
Well, you've been out for lunch, so you weren't even meant to be coming over tonight. But right, so what you want to do is actually, hang on a minute, we should really do this a little bit better than that. You want to have a cup of orzo. So I'm going to pour that in there, and also doubles, if not triples in size.
Get myself a little gin and tonic.
And also, it also absorbs all of those gorgeous liquids. So with the orzo, you really do want to pour this around the edge, and that is going to soak up all of those beautiful juices and flavors from the chicken. And you want to get yourself a wooden spoon or a little plastic spoon, and then just make sure that the orzo is in all of the liquid. If there's not a huge amount of liquid, I'm just going to turn you guys around so you can actually see it for your own eyes of what this currently looks like. At the moment, I have quite a lot of liquid in here. Shh, don't tell her. Putting it in the orzo. Only because this right here turns into so many meals. So I tend to actually have this for probably around about 3 days. Then I also make a stock. So one little meal, and also enjoy, take a leak out. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And it's so healthy. Oh my god. Absolutely delicious. Right, so that is going back in the oven. At the moment I have enough juice, I think. Whereas in 10 or 15 minutes, if I need to add a little bit more, then you'll test the orzo. And really, the second your orzo is ready, The second this incredible chicken vegetable one pot of absolute dreams is ready. So halfway through you might need to add a little bit more water or chicken stock if your orzo is still a little bit too al dente. Anyway, she's gonna go back in the oven, lid off, because we want to, first and foremost, you should be touching your breasts, and secondly, these breasts are going to be crisping up. So that's going back in there at 180, and in 20 minutes she is going to be ready. Anyway, I'm going to have a good catch up with Mama, drink my vodka and tonic, and just sing "Let It Go, Let It Go." Can't hold it back anymore. Oh God, can't wait for this week to be over. Anyway, tomorrow's Friday, and tomorrow we're going to be shaking it, and tomorrow we're going to have a fabulous day. And they always say bad things come in threes. And in the grand scheme of things, in literally the grand scheme of things, I'm so lucky, I am so blessed. And I was singing at the absolute top of my lungs, so much so that like I have exercised my entire abdominals, rib cage, lungs, muscles, vocals, my larynx, literally. I was singing Golden, and it was just, I just let it all out. I think it's so important. So if ever you're feeling down, or if you ever feel like a bit defeated, I'm unstoppable and golden. I'm going up, 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 and something gonna be golden. We're gonna be golden. Oh, trust me, it was not that quiet. I was screaming at the top of my lungs, and I feel so much better. But I'm going to have a vodka and tonic, chat to Mummy, and I'm going to be a different person in 20 minutes. So I'll come back and we will like shred the chicken together, and it is so soft, it is so succulent, it literally falls off the bone. This is going to become one of your favorite recipes of all time. She is ready to come out of the oven. Also is cooked to perfection. I actually, in this instance today, didn't need to add any further liquid at all. I know, I'm one step ahead of the game, Mr. Wolf. Okay, look at this. It looks so good. Smells even better. And it is just so hearty and beyond healthy. And the way that the chicken just shreds like a dream. So what you can do, if you do this with chicken thighs, obviously serve the whole chicken thigh. With the bird in here, because you do also have the bones, I do quite like to take the chicken out, shred it, and then put the chicken back in, just so that actually I can save the bones and then make a chicken stock and actually make this meal go even further. So I am going to get my carving board, and this is a wonderful one actually, because it is, I can't quite remember where this is from. This is from, it's a Borough board made in Italy, but it's got the indentation around the edge, which basically means that the juices don't go over the side, they flow into the little moat that's going around the edge. So I'm going to just take the bird onto here, shred it, and then put the chicken back in, and then it will be time to serve. And it's so good. Oh my gosh, this is literally just falling off the bone. And literally you will take out bones like this because the rest of the meat will just stay in here. And then what you can actually do is just have a bit of a dig around and fish out the bones. Because the meat, literally, like I said, you will be taking out literally just the bone because the meat is still in here. Gosh, this is amazing. Right, let's try and take out this gorgeous breast. The bottom of the carcass has actually in fact already fallen off. Oh my gosh, it's so succulent. So succulent. That is a little pre-treat for me. Right, I'm gonna come back in a moment. I'm gonna have a big dig around, get all the bones out, and serve out this outstanding meal. Who is ready for the world's greatest auto chicken one pot? Come on, we need a bit of commotion, please. We've got an extra guest we were not anticipating this evening.
I've already got the best chick.
And this has literally just, try that.
Oh wow.
Okay, look at the bones.
Delish.
Help myself.
You want to help yourself? Oh. Good job.
Darling, it looks gorgeous.
Doesn't it look amazing?
How fantastic.
Have a nibble.
No, I don't want that much.
So,
So good. Right, we've got plates out of the warming oven and serve up this absolute beauty. What I have done is actually chopped up a tiny touch of fresh tarragon for the top of it. It's not a necessity, but it's more a bit of presentation, which we love. And this is outstanding. It doesn't look massively pretty, but it's so delicious. It's very, very healthy, and it's going to fill everybody up and be a bit of a showstopper. You could actually serve this as a dinner party piece, as I said. But anyway, I'm gonna move my chopping board with all the bones. It's honestly the easiest shredding situation you'll ever come across. And then you make it into stock. Right, I've had the plates in the warming oven. Okay, and then you're not going to find any meat on that. It's amazing how it's just maybe that tiny bit of touch there. Look at that bit there. Right, you want a ladle because actually all the juices are so good. I know, Mummy's saying don't give her too much because she's been a girl about town today. Marcus, how hungry are you? You Hank Marvin?
yeah.
Not Hank Marvin! What's wrong with you two? And here we go. Dinner is served. Family is here. Let's eat. Holland Cooper gardening loafers on for the 100th time today. Right, come on, Raffs. Oh, it's a bit of a windy moo out here tonight. A bit of a windy miller. A bit of a windy miller. And I'm not talking about me either. Oh my goodness. Right, let's take the boys out for the final tinkle of the evening. Come on, boys. Big wee-wees and the poo-poos, please. Two for you, 1, 2. 1 for 2. 1 for 2. And 2 for 2. Rafi has his 2 U-moves and 2 little calming treats. And Odie has his 1 U-move as well. You want that one? No, he wants his greedy bone first. Right, boys. Sleep well, sweet dreams. And I will see you bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Very bushy-tailed in the morning. Love you.